Hi guys, good morning. All are getting my screen and voice. Please confirm in chat box. All are getting my screen and voice, guys. Please respond in chat box. So we'll start the session. Right. Very good. Thanks for confirmation. Guys, today we are going to start our actual DevOps, guys. Our actual DevOps we are going to start today. Earlier, we discussed about what is DevOps. What is DevOps? We discussed why DevOps. What is SDLC? What is SDLC? What methodologies are available in SDLC? What methodologies are available in SDLC? And what is waterfall methodology? What is agile methodology? Right. So what is the difference between waterfall and agile methodology? All these things we covered already, guys. All these things already we discussed earlier. What is DevOps? Why DevOps is required? What is SDLC? SDLC stands for Software Development Lifecycle. What methodologies are available in SDLC? And what is waterfall methodology? What is agile methodology? Guys, if anyone is not attended for these things, if anyone is missed these sessions, just ping me in the Telegram. We will share the links, guys. We will share the recording videos. Already we have completed all these things. Already we have completed all these things, guys. Just this is about introduction of the DevOps. Introduction of the DevOps we have completed already. Right, today I am going to give the overview of the DevOps tools, guys. Whatever the DevOps tools we are going to use, we are going to discuss in our DevOps course. That tools overview I am going to give in today's session. See, guys, today we are going to discuss, as part of today's session, we are going to discuss overview of DevOps tools. Overview of DevOps tools, guys. Overview of DevOps tools. Right, guys. When we are working as a DevOps engineer, what tools we need to use to build and deploy the application? Right, to build, if you want to build and deploy the application, what tools we required, guys? See, guys, the first tool which we required is build tool. Build tools are required. First tools which we require is build tools, guys. Right. Next we required repository tools. Repository tools are required. Next we required code review tools. Code review tools are required. So next we required code deployment tools. Code deployment tools are required. Next we required infrastructure setup tools. Infrastructure setup tools. Next we required configuration tools. Next we required containerization tools. Next we required orchestration tools. Orchestration tools are required. Next we required monitoring tools. Monitoring tools are required. Right. Next we required project management tools. See guys, and if you want to work as a DevOps engineer, you should know all these tools guys, then only you can work as a DevOps engineer. What tools are required? Some build tools are required, repository tools are required, code review tools are required, code deployment tools are required, infrastructure setup tools are required, configuration tools are required, containerization tools, orchestration tools, monitoring tools, project management tools. So these tools are required guys. All these tools are required if you guys want to work as a DevOps engineers. Right, coming to build tools guys, what build tools are available guys? What build tools are available? What build tools are available?
Maven and
Let's see guys, as a build tool we will have Ant is available, Ant is available, Nant is available, Maven is available. Right, next here Gradle is available. Gradle is available. Ant is available, Nant is available, Maven is available, Gradle is available. So these are the build tools guys. These are the build tools. Ant, Nant, Maven, Gradle. Guys, first two Ant and outdated. Outdated guys. No one is using these two things guys. Earlier people used it to work with Ant. Nowadays no one is using Ant and Ant guys. Then what people are using nowadays? Maven and Gradle. People are using to work with Maven and Gradle. In our sessions, what we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss Maven in our sessions. We are going to discuss Maven guys. We are not going to discuss Ant and Gradle at all. We are going to discuss in our sessions about Maven. We are going to discuss guys. See guys, these are the build tools are available in the market. Ant, Maven, Gradle. Out of this, which one we are going to discuss guys? Maven we are going to discuss in our sessions. Next guys, coming to repository tools, what repository tools are available guys? What repository tools are available? Right. Earlier, people used it to work with SVN guys, Subversion. Earlier, people used it to work with SVN Subversion. Right. So now, people are using to work with GitHub. GitHub people are using. Next, some of the people are using Bitbucket. GitHub and Bitbucket guys. Earlier, people used to work with SVN. Nowadays, companies are using GitHub and Bitbucket only. SVN is outdated. No one is using SVN guys. And I have used SVN very beginning of my career guys. And 10 years back, very beginning of my career, I have used it to work with SVN. Now I am using both GitHub and Bitbucket I am using in my current projects guys. Okay. And here we are going to discuss GitHub repository tool guys. We are going to discuss about the GitHub repository tool guys. Right, see guys, build tools we have. What build tools we have guys? Right here, 4 types of build tools are available. What is Ant is available, Nant is available, Maven is available, Gradle is available. Among these 4, we are going to discuss Maven in our sessions. Coming to repository tools, we have SVN is available, GitHub is available, Bitbucket is available. Right, we are going to discuss GitHub in our sessions. Right, next coming to code review tools guys. What code review tools are available? Here code review tools. What code review tools are available, guys? Sonar Cube is available. Sonar Cube is available. Sonar Lint is available. Sonar Lint is available. Sonar Cube is available. Sonar Lint is available. Next here we have PMD also available, guys. PMD also available. Sonar Cube, Sonar Lint, PMD. So these are the different types of code review tools we have, guys. These are the different types of code review tools we have. And here Sonar Cube is available, Sonar Lint is available, PMD is available. In our sessions, we are going to discuss about Sonar Cube. We are going to discuss Sonar Cube in our sessions, guys. See, guys, builder tools are required, repository tools are required, right? Code review tools also required, guys. As a build tool, which we are going to discuss Maven. As a repository tool, which we are going to discuss GitHub. As a code review tool, which we are going to discuss Sonar Cube. Right, guys? Next, guys, the very important, guys. The main tool, right? The main tool in our DevOps is code deployment tool, guys. So this is the main tool in our course. Code deployment tools. What deployment tools are available? What deployment tools are available, guys? Here we have Jenkins. Jenkins is a code deployment tool, guys. Jenkins is the main tool, guys. In our DevOps course, Jenkins is the main tool. Right. So apart this Jenkins, what other code deployment tools are available, guys? Is there any other deployment tools? Right. We have udeploy also available, guys. We have udeploy also available, etc. Like this, several deployment tools are also available, but right, most of the companies, 99.999, 100%, almost 100% of the companies will use Jenkins only for code deployment purpose. Most of the companies will use Jenkins only, guys. See, guys, build tools, repository tools, code review tools, code deployment tools. What other we have? Infrastructure setup tools. Infrastructure setup tools, guys. What infrastructure setup tools are available? What we are going to discuss in our session. See, guys, as the infrastructure setup tool, we are going to discuss Terraform. Terraform we are going to discuss it here, guys, as infrastructure setup tool. Terraform. Right here, Terraform is implemented by using HashiCorp language, guys. HashiCorp. Right here, we are going to understand how to write the HashiCorp language in Terraform, guys. Terraform scripts we need to write to create the infrastructure. As an infrastructure tool, we are going to learn Terraform in our sessions. Next, guys, configuration tools. What configuration tools are available, guys? What configuration tools are available? Earlier, people used to work with Chef, guys. Earlier, people used to work with Chef, but the Chef is now outdated. Now, people are using to work with Ansible. And earlier, people used to work with Chef, guys. Now, people are using to work with Ansible. And here we are going to discuss in our sessions. We are going to discuss Ansible. And we are going to discuss Ansible in our sessions, guys. Right, guys. Next here, containerization tools. As a containerization tools, we are going to discuss Docker. As a containerization tool, we are going to discuss Docker here. As a containerization tool, we are going to discuss Docker, guys. And by using this Docker, we are going to create the containers, guys. Here we are going to discuss what is Docker, why Docker is required, what is virtualization, right? What is Docker containerization? What is the difference between virtualization and containerization? What is Docker file? What is Docker image? How to create the custom Docker file? How to create the image from the custom Docker file? Right? What is public registry? What is private registry? Right, how to upload the Docker images inside the public registry, how to upload the Docker images into private registry, by using Docker image, how to start the Docker container. All those things we are going to discuss in Docker, guys. All those things we are going to discuss in Docker. Docker is a containerization tool. So next one is orchestration tool. Right, guys, here orchestration tools means we can use Docker Swarm also as orchestration tool. Docker only have one orchestration tool also, which is Docker Swarm. Docker Swarm we have, and here Docker this Kubernetes also available, guys. See, guys, we have Docker Swarm and Kubernetes. two orchestration tools are available, guys. Mostly, right. So most of the companies, almost 99% of the companies are working with Kubernetes only, guys. Kubernetes is one more main tool, guys. How we have Jenkins, same way Kubernetes is one of the important tool, guys. Right, it is a difficult also. Entire our DevOps course, the difficult tool which we have is Kubernetes only. Kubernetes only, guys. Right here, right, orchestration tools, two orchestration tools we have. One is Docker Swarm, another one is Kubernetes. Here we are going to discuss both, guys. Both we will discuss. Docker Swarm we will discuss and Kubernetes also we will discuss, guys. But I will spend more time on the Kubernetes, guys. I won't spend much time on the Docker Swarm. Right? By using Docker Swarm, what we are doing, same thing we can do by using Kubernetes also. But companies are working with Kubernetes only. That's why I'm going to spend more time on the Kubernetes. Right? More than 10 days we are going to spend on Kubernetes, guys. More than 10 days we are going to spend on Kubernetes. 10 to 12 days we need to spend on this Kubernetes only. That much important, guys. The outside companies are not spending that much of time on Kubernetes. Just they are completing within 3 to 4 days, but we need to discuss more in the Kubernetes, guys. That's why I'm going to spend more than 10 days on this Kubernetes only. At a Docker Swarm, only one day I will spend on Docker Swarm, guys. I won't spend much time on the Docker Swarm. Why? Because companies are not using Docker Swarm, right? Companies are using this Kubernetes only. That's why I'm going to spend more time on Kubernetes. See, guys, Docker Swarm and Kubernetes, these two are the orchestration tool, guys. Orchestration tools. Next we have monitoring tools also, guys. Monitoring tools also available. What monitoring tools are available? What monitoring tools are available, guys? Here we have Prometheus is available, Grafana is available, Nagios is available, right? ELK is available. All these things are the monitoring tools only. Right? Grafana is available. Right? Next here we have, right, Prometheus is available, right? ELK is available. ELK is available. Next here we have Nagios is available. Nagios is available. Next here we have Prometheus is available. Prometheus is available, guys. Right here we will discuss, right, Nagios. People are not using to work with Nagios, guys. We are going to discuss remaining monitoring tools. Grafana we will discuss. Prometheus we will discuss. Nagios we will discuss, guys. We will try to understand Grafana, ELK, Prometheus, all these things, guys. Apart this Nagios, remaining things we will discuss it here. Right. So next we have project management tools also we have. Project management tools also we have it here. What project management tools are available, guys? What project management tools are available? Jira, guys. Jira. Project management. How stories will be assigned. How work is assigned in the Jira. Right, your work, guys, your stories will be assigned in the Jira only. And you need to log in into the Jira and you need to check what stories are assigned on your name. As a project management tool, we are going to discuss Jira. Jira we are going to discuss it here. In the companies, we will use Jira for project management purposes. Project management tool are nothing but, right, everyone have Jira account, guys. Right, your stories will be assigned in this Jira only. Everyone should log in into Jira account and they need to verify your stories. How stories are available, how to create the task under the stories, right? What is story points are available, right? So what different status are available for the story. Everything we are going to understand in Jira, guys. Right, project management tools, Jira we are going to discuss. Right, guys. Next here, I'm going to discuss web server also. Web server, as a web server, I'm going to discuss Tomcat. I'm going to discuss it here. Tomcat I'm going to discuss it here. And here, one more repository tool. One more repository I'm going to discuss here is right, Nexus also I'm going to discuss. Nexus, guys. Nexus also I'm going to discuss it here, guys. See, guys, how many things are we are going to discuss. So these are all the DevOps tools which we required, guys. All these DevOps, guys. At previous batches, guys, the same way if I mentioned like this, at the end of the session they asked me cover Ant, cover Gradle, cover Enant, cover SVN, right, cover SonarLint, PMD. I'm not going to cover all these things. If I want to cover all these things, 1 year also 1 year also not sufficient, guys. Right here, as a build tool, we are going to discuss Maven only. As a repository tool, we are going to discuss GitHub at here. As a code review tool, we are going to discuss Sonar Cube. As a code deployment tool, we are going to discuss Jenkins. As an infrastructure setup tool, we are going to discuss Terraform. As a configuration right management tool, we are going to discuss Ansible. Ansible we are going to discuss. Containerization tool, we are going to discuss Docker. Orchestration tool, we are going to discuss Docker Swarm and Kubernetes. Here I will discuss both. Docker Swarm and Kubernetes, both the tools we will discuss. Next, monitoring tools, we are going to discuss Grafana, we will discuss ELK and Prometheus. All these three we will discuss. Project management tool, Jira, we will discuss. Right, web server, Tomcat. Right, repository, Nexus. All these things we are going to discuss, guys. All these things we are going to discuss. Right here, Maven 1, GitHub 2, Sonar Cube 3, Jenkins 4, Terraform 5, Ansible 6, Docker 7, right, Docker Swarm 8, Kubernetes 9, right, Grafana 10, ELK 11, Prometheus 12, Jira 13, Tomcat 14, Nexus 15. See guys, all these 15 tools we are going to discuss. If I miss anything, I will add it at the end, guys. If I miss anything, guys, whatever the companies are using currently, whatever trending in the market, all those things only we are going to discuss. All those things we are going to discuss at here, guys. Please have a look into, guys, what DevOps tools we are going to discuss, what DevOps tools are available, what we are going to discuss. Please have a look into this. Clear, guys? What tools we are going to discuss? Clear? What DevOps tools we are going to discuss? Is it clear? Very good. Perfect. Guys, tell me. So, what is the first tool we mentioned, guys? What is the first tool we mentioned? What is the first tool we mentioned? Right, build tool guys, and we are not discussing Madhu. Build tool, we build tools guys, build tools. And as a build tool, we are going to discuss Maven here. Guys, tell me who is going to use that Maven? Who is going to use that Maven? Developers or DevOps engineers? Right. In our companies, when we are working with the projects, we can see two types of teams: development team and infra the operations team. And here, who is going to use this Maven, guys? Maven can be used by both developers and operations team, guys. Both will use, not only developers. Not only developers, guys. Maven is required for both. Maven is required for both development, for development purpose, development activities we need to use Maven, and for operations also we need to use Maven, guys. Both the places we need to use Maven, guys. See guys, here developers, right, operations team, DevOps team will download the code from the repository and they need to build it, right? If they want to build it again, they need to use the Maven or not? They need to use the Maven or not? See guys, see, observe carefully guys, observe carefully. Let me draw the diagram. Guys, here whatever the diagram I'm going to draw now, right, till our course completing, you guys need to remember this diagram, guys. Right, you guys need to remember this diagram till our course is completing. Right, that much very, very important diagram I'm going to draw now. See guys, in our company, we will have set of developers. Multiple developers are available in our company. Multiple developers are available in our company, in our project. Multiple developers are available in our project, guys. Right guys, so this is the development team. This is my development team, guys. What development team will do, guys? What development team will do? What is the activity of the development team? Set of developers are available in my project. This is my development team. This is my development team, guys. What development team will do? Development team will create the project, guys. Development team will create the project. They will create the application. They will develop the application. Development team, they will develop the application, guys. If they want to develop the application, what they require, guys? They require some basic structure of the project, guys. Basic folder structure is required. If they want to develop the application, they should require some basic structure of the project. Right? Folder structure is required, guys. Folder structure is required. Right? If you want to generate the folder structure, what they will use, guys? They will use Maven. They will use Maven, guys. By using that Maven only, they are going to create the project. Right? After that, inside that, they will create some applications. They will write some programs, guys. Before that, we should have the project structure. So how we will get that project structure? We will create that project structure by using Maven only. Right? If you want to develop the application, we required some supporting classes, guys. To develop the application, whatever the classes are required, whatever the interfaces are required, some supporting classes are required. Right? How you will get those supporting classes and all, guys? Right? We need to configure some of the dependencies inside the pom.xml. Right? We need to load some dependencies, guys. What is pom.xml? We will discuss in tomorrow's session, guys. Don't worry. See, guys, project we need to create. After that, we require some dependencies to develop the application. We need to download those dependencies also. And who will download those dependencies? Maven only will take care of that dependencies downloading also. Next, once your application is completed, we need to compile the application. We need to compile the application, guys. Who will compile the application? Maven only will compile the application. Right? Maven only will compile the application. Right, inside the application we are writing some JUnit test cases, whether our functionality is working as expected or not, our functionality is correct or not, we need to test, guys. For that we are writing some JUnit test cases. Who is going to execute those JUnit test cases? Maven only is going to execute those JUnit test cases. Right, once executing all those JUnit test cases, we need to package our application, guys. Right, we need to bundle our application. We have written multiple files. We need to package all those files as a jar or var. Who is doing that activity? Maven only is doing that activity also. Understood, guys? Right, here developers will create the application. If developers wants to create the application, first they should have the one project, guys. Project structure is required. Project setup is required, guys. Right here, project structure is available. Project structure is available, guys. How you will get the project structure? Maven will create, guys. Through Maven, we need to create the project structure. Right, after that, right, if you want to develop the application, we require some dependencies. Some dependencies are required, guys. Then only we can able to develop the application. And how you will get those dependencies? Maven will download those dependencies for you. Next, guys, we need to compile our project. Whatever the application we developed, we need to compile. Why we need to compile, guys? Why we need to compile? Right here we are writing application, we are writing the programs by using high level language. Normal English language we are using to write the programs, but my computer can't able to understand that high level language. We need to convert from high level language to low level language. Who is taking care of that activity? Maven only, by using compilers, guys. Compiler will do that one, guys. Maven only will compile your application. Once compilation is done, next we need to check all JUnit test cases are running properly or not. We need to execute the JUnit test cases. Who will execute JUnit test cases? Maven only will execute all the JUnit test cases. And here we need to package, guys. We need to package the application as a jar or var. And who will do that? Maven only will do that, guys. Now tell me, developers are required to use Maven or not? Developers will use Maven or not to work with the application, guys? Guys, respond, guys. If the developers will use Maven or not? Yes. If you want to create the application, compulsory you should use Maven. That's why Maven will use both the development team and operations team, guys. Not only development team. Not only development team, guys. Guys, here I will explain in detail about the Maven with the internals. How it will download the dependencies, from where it will download the dependencies, how to write the pom.xml file. Everything I will explain in detail. Don't worry. See, guys, now I want to develop one application. I want to develop one application, guys. If you want to develop the application, you should have project structure and everything. And who will create the project structure and everything, guys? Developers will use Maven, guys. Here developers will use Maven to create this project structure and everything. By using Maven only, developers will create the application. Right, guys? Here by using Maven, what people are doing, guys? By using Maven, what people are doing? They are creating the project. Project creation. creating the project, creating the project. Right, next what they are doing is, after creating the project, downloading the required dependencies, next executing the unit test cases, test cases. Right, executing the unit test cases. Next guys, executing the unit test cases. Right, next compilation of the project. Right guys, so next packaging the project. Packaging the project as jar or var. So these are the activities guys. So these are the activities we are going to do by using Maven guys. All these activities we are going to perform by using Maven. See guys, development team is available. Development team will create the application. If they want to develop the application, they require to use Maven. By using Maven, all these activities they are going to perform. First, they need to create the project, download the project required dependencies, executing the unit test cases, compilation of the project, packaging the project as jar or var guys. So all these activities they will perform by using Maven only. Understood guys? Once application development is completed, what the developers will do guys? Once application development is completed, what the development team will do? Development team will upload the project, into one repository. Development team will upload the project into one repository guys. Here we are going to take GitHub repository. This is our GitHub repository guys. GitHub repository guys. Once application development is completed, they will upload the code into this GitHub repository. Why they need to upload the code into GitHub repository guys? See here, we have the multiple developers in the project. Multiple developers are working in the project guys. Here all these three people are working in same project guys, but a different functionalities. Project is same, but a different functionalities they are working guys. Now developer 1 is working on login page functionality, developer 2 is working on registration page functionality, developer 3 is working on some dashboard guys. Finally, developer 1 should get developer 2 code and developer 3 developer code also in his mission. Developer 2 should get login page functionality and dashboard functionality also in his mission. Developer 3 should get login page functionality and registration functionality also in his mission guys. That in all the missions the code should be synced guys. That here all these three people are working on same project, but different functionalities they are implementing. Developer 1 is implementing login functionality, developer 2 is implementing registration functionality, developer 3 is implementing some dashboard kind of functionality. Assume guys. Now all these three people are same project. So inside developer 1 system, he should get both registration page functionality and dashboard functionality also. Inside developer 2 mission, he should get login page functionality and dashboard functionality also. Inside developer 3 mission, he should get login page functionality and registration page functionality also. Finally, at the end of the day, in all these three people systems, same code should be available. Same code should be available in all these three people computers guys. Right here, they are developing separately. How they will get same code in all these three missions guys? They can share through emails? No guys. Once developer 1 functionality is completed, once login functionality is completed, once he came to the conclusion, hey, my login functionality is working fine in my system, what he will do? He needs to upload the code into this GitHub repository. Fine. Once developer 2 is working on registration functionality, Once that registration functionality is completed and he tested in local machine and he came to the conclusion my registration functionality is working fine. So now this developer 2 also will upload the code into the GitHub repository. Once developer 3, right, developer 3 is working on some dashboard functionality. Right, once the dashboard functionality is completed, he need to test it in local system. Once he came to the conclusion like my dashboard is working fine, he need to upload the code into GitHub repository. What GitHub repository is doing it here? Here, GitHub repository is going to integrate all the developers code as a single project. It will take the code from developer 1, it will take the code from developer 2, it will take the code from developer 3, and this GitHub is going to integrate the project as a single project. It will integrate all developers code as a single project. Next day, developer 1 will take the latest code from the GitHub repository. Whenever developer 1 takes the latest code from the GitHub repository, in that latest code, he will get all 3 developers code. All 3 developers code he will get. At the same time, developer 2 also will take the latest code from the GitHub repository. So developer 2 will get developer 1 and developer 3 code also. Developer 3 will take the latest code from the GitHub repository. Now developer 3 will get developer 1 and developer 2 code also. Here all the developers code is integrated as a single project, guys. All the developers code is integrated as a single project. So everyone will get the same code at here, guys. Now what developers need to do, once application development is completed, they need to upload the code into GitHub repository. They need to upload the code into this GitHub repository, guys. What GitHub repository is doing, guys? What GitHub repository is doing? That here it is going to integrating the code, guys. Code integration. It will take code from multiple developers and integrate as a single project. It will take the code from all the developers and it will integrate as a single project. Right, it will integrate and it will monitoring also, guys. Monitoring who is uploading the code, who is downloading the code, and who did what changes, everything it will monitor, guys. Who is downloading the code, who is committing the code into GitHub repository, everything also it will monitor. See, guys, observe carefully. See, guys, up to now what tools we discussed, guys? Maven, GitHub, guys. Here Maven is a build tool, GitHub is a repository tool. Maven is a build tool, GitHub is a repository tool, guys. Developers, see, up to here developers activity. Guys. Developing the code and uploading the code into remote repository. Up to here developers activities. Fine, guys. Here we have already we discussed this, guys. So this is my AWS cloud. Guys. Inside this AWS cloud, right, assume this is the inside this AWS cloud, we have EC2 instance Linux machine is available. Inside the Linux machine, we have one web server is available. Inside the web server, we deployed the application. See here, AWS cloud is available. This is my AWS cloud. Inside this AWS cloud, we have the Linux virtual machine. Linux VM is available inside the AWS cloud. We have the Linux VM. Linux VM is available. Inside the Linux VM, we have web server. We have web server, guys. Inside the Linux machine, we have web server. This is my web server. Right. Inside the web server, we need to deploy the application, guys. Inside the web server, we need to deploy the application. Who will take care of the deployment activity, guys? Jenkins. Here we have the Jenkins, guys. Here we have Jenkins. Jenkins is available at here. This is my Jenkins, guys. This is my Jenkins. This Jenkins only will take care of the deployment process, guys. Jenkins only will take care of the deployment. Here, Jenkins will download the code from the GitHub repository. Jenkins is going to download the code from this GitHub repository. Once code is downloaded, what Jenkins will do? Jenkins need to perform build activity and Jenkins need to perform deployment activity also. That's why we are going to call Jenkins is a build and deployment tool. Jenkins is a build and deployment tool, guys. Why? Because it is going to perform both the activities. Building the code and deploying the code into the application. Both the activities it is going to perform. That's why we are going to call Jenkins is going to perform both the build and deployment. If Jenkins want to build the code, what Jenkins is going to use, guys? If Jenkins want to build the code, what it is going to use? It is going to use Maven. Again here, it is going to use Maven, guys. And if Jenkins want to do the code review, what tool this Jenkins is going to use, guys? SonarQube. SonarQube, this Jenkins is going to use, guys. SonarQube, it is using. See, guys, observe carefully here. Here, Jenkins is going to build the project. If Jenkins wants to build the project, Jenkins is using one build tool which is called Maven. Here, Jenkins want to perform the code review. To perform the code review, Jenkins is using this SonarQube tool, guys. SonarQube software. Build plus deployment. Build plus deployment. Both it is going to perform, guys. Both it is going to perform. It is going to perform both. Build and deployment, guys. Both it is performing. Right, guys. So guys, developers will develop the code, will develop the application. To develop the application, developers are going to use Maven. Right, in the developer perspective, Maven is going to perform all these activities. Once application development is completed, they will upload the application into GitHub repository. And GitHub repository will perform these activities. Right, up to here, developers work is done, guys. Developer work is done. Next here, Jenkins will come into the picture. Jenkins will download the code from the GitHub repository and Jenkins will build the code, guys. It build means what? For building the purpose, Jenkins is going to use this Maven tool. Maven it is going to use, guys. Here what it is going to use, right? What Maven is going to do at here, guys. What Maven is going to do here. See, guys, here Maven is going to compile the project. Compilation and here packaging both Maven is doing it here, guys. And here Jenkins will download the code from the GitHub repository. Whatever the code Jenkins is downloaded, it should compile, then only my computer can able to understand. It should compile the code, guys. Once compilation is completed, it should package the code as a jar or war file, guys. And for that purpose, here Jenkins is interacting with Maven. Right, guys, by using Git software, Jenkins is downloading the code from the GitHub repository. Whatever the code is downloaded from the GitHub repository, right, we need to compile that code and we need to package that code as a jar or war file, guys. To do that activity, Jenkins is going to talk with Maven. Maven will do that activity. Maven will do that activity, guys. Here we need to integrate Maven with Jenkins. Maven will perform these two activities. Once it is completed, next we need to check the code, guys. Code quality, code review we need to do. Whether developers are followed the coding standards or not, whether they have written the all JUnit test cases or not, all JUnit test cases are success or failed, and all those things we need to verify. Manually we are doing that? No, guys. We have one software. By using that software only we are going to perform. Who is going to do that, guys? Jenkins will do that activity by using one software which is called as, right, Sonar Cube, guys. What is the purpose of this Sonar Cube, guys? Code quality checking. It will do the code quality check, guys. Code quality checking. Code quality checking. It will do the code quality checking, guys. Right, guys, once code quality checking is completed, again Jenkins will deploy the application into the, right, cloud, guys. This web server it will deploy the application. Only will deploy the application into the server. See, guys, have a look into this, guys. Maven, right, GitHub, right, Jenkins is the main tool, guys, main tool for us. Right, Jenkins only will deploy the application into the server. Here Maven we are learning, GitHub we are learning, Sonar Cube we are learning. See, guys, first few things, guys. See here, if you go to here, as a first tool we are going to understand Maven we are going to understand. Next, GitHub we are going to understand. Sonar Cube we are going to understand. Jenkins we are going to understand. First, these four we are going to finish, guys. First we are going to finish these four. What is that? Steps performed by Maven at Jenkins phase. Does the code changes? No, guys, it won't upload. Inside the Jenkins, so inside the GitHub repository, what we have, guys, we will have the normal code only. Whatever the developers are written, that code is available inside the GitHub repository. Jenkins will take the code from the GitHub repository and it will build that code and it will package the var or a jar file, and it will take that jar file and deploy into the server. Guys. Right? Again, it won't upload into the Jenkins. Guys. Understood? Anil. Right? Whatever the activities Jenkins is performing, it is not going to upload those things inside the Jenkins. it is downloading the code, it is performing compilation and packaging. Guys, here we have the one more repository, which is Nexus, guys. And here, whatever the package you have created, that package we can keep inside the Nexus repository. Right? I will tell that. What is Nexus? Right here, the one more repository tool is there. One more repository is there. There we are going to keep our package. Jenkins will create the packages, right, by using Maven, right? Whatever the package it has created, either jar or var file, we are going to keep in one repository. That repository, Nexus repository, we are going to use. That Nexus repository we will discuss, guys. Here the first main 4 tools, guys: Maven, GitHub, Sonar, Jenkins. These are the 4 tools we are going to discuss, guys. First we need to understand these 4 tools. Maven we need to understand, GitHub we need to understand, Sonar we need to understand, Jenkins we need to understand. And then after completing these 4, once you guys got the complete clarity about these 4 tools, then we will move into other tools like Ansible, Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes and all, guys. Before that, we should get strong knowledge on this Maven, GitHub, Sonar and Jenkins. Let's see here, 2 parties are involving. And what 2 parties are involving, guys? One is development team, another one is operations team. It development activity, guys. Development team will do up to here only. Up to here, guys. Whatever I am circling. See, guys, this part will do by developers. Up to here, developers activity. Right, once up to here is completed, DevOps team will come and DevOps team will perform these activities. DevOps team will perform these activities, guys. DevOps team will perform these activities. Here both should work collaboratively. Both should work collaboratively. Development team and operations team both should work together. Both should work collaboratively. Then only we can deliver the project to client. Then only we can deliver the project to client, guys. Guys, here first, what tools we are going to learn, guys? Maven. From tomorrow onwards, I am going to start this Maven, guys. And once Maven is completed, I will discuss about this GitHub repository. Once GitHub is completed, I will talk about the Sonar, guys. Once Sonar is completed, I will talk about the Jenkins. Right? We need to see some of the real-time scenarios with all these 4 guys. Right? Again, I will use here Tomcat. I will create Tomcat. I will explain it here. Right? We need to deploy the application to the Tomcat server. Right? We need to integrate all these things, guys. How to integrate Maven, GitHub, Jenkins, SonarQube, Tomcat server, all those things we are going to discuss one by one, guys. Understood, guys? DevOps tools, overview of the DevOps tools. Is it clear? First, we need to focus on these 4 tools. See, guys, here 4 tools we are seeing. Maven is there, GitHub is there, Jenkins is there, SonarQube is there, and a Tomcat server. Here, Tomcat server I am using. We need to integrate all 5 tools. We need to integrate all 5, guys. How to integrate all these 5? We are going to understand, guys. First, we need to learn all these tools one by one. Then we will integrate all these things, guys. Okay? Guys, this diagram till completing of our course, you guys need to keep in your mind, guys. Later, what I will do here, I will add Nexus also. Later, I will add Nexus. I will link Nexus also with this Jenkins. Right, one by one, I will link to this diagram only. That's why this diagram you guys need to keep in your mind by the till our course is completed. Okay, clear up to here. What tools we are going to learn? What tools we are going to discuss? Is it clear? Respond, guys. Respond. What tools we are going to learn in our DevOps course? Is it clear? Very good. Very good, guys. Right. So tomorrow I'm going to start first tool Maven. I'm going to start tomorrow session, guys. Right. We are going to, guys. Already I told I'm the developer also. So I can able to discuss each and everything with internals. I can able to discuss in the Maven all these tools, guys. Right. Daily. Right. Daily without these things. Without these things, I don't have, right, in the companies, compulsory, I should use all these things, guys. Daily, I need to use all these things. Developers, compulsory, they should use Maven, GitHub, Jenkins, right, all these things, compulsory, they should use, guys. Fine, guys. Tomorrow, I will start with Maven, guys. Right, for today, I'm stopping here. Right, tomorrow we will continue our discussion about Maven, guys. Okay. Fine, guys. We will share this. We will share this diagram. I'm going to share this diagram, and here whatever the notes I have prepared, both I am going to share in our Telegram group, guys. Fine, guys. Thank you. We will continue tomorrow. Thank you, guys. I'm stopping here.